At guard, a 6'2" junior, number 4, Jaden Fentress. At forward, a 5'10" sophomore, number 23, Jaden Kuznek.
Is that in the
and
center?
At guard, a 6'5" sophomore, number 32, Jonathan Hadley. Head coach of the Marauders is Jake Rocky. And now let's meet the starting lineup for your Newcastle Trojans. Starting tonight at guard, a 5'10" junior, number 4, Carson Bay. At guard, a 5'9" sophomore, number 5, James Butler.
Huh?
Junior, number 13, Matt Goodwin. At guard, a 6-foot sophomore, number 15, Brody Brown. And at forward, a 6-foot junior, number 32, Corbin Stillwell. Head coach of the Trojans is Ethan Cup.
Okay, this is going to be our first sound check on the YouTube NC Trojans report. We will try turning up our level just a little bit. That seems very good right there. Testing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. It is time for our pregame chat with head coach Bobby Jones of our Lady Trojans. And coach, man, do you have this Lady Trojans team firing at all cylinders at a perfect.
the end of the first quarter, Mount Vernon leads 7-5. Shaden Freeman, Max Jackson, Dorian Stillwell, Ryan Thompson, and Ben West. The Cavs team is consisted by Bryson Berry, Jackson Brown, Ezra McBride, Owen Powell, and Maddox Wallace. 30-second timeout, Mount Vernon.
Oh my God, this is getting So 21. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. 21. Is that Ferrari? Gear? Like a gear? Stick like a gear, but with a U, kind of a gear. Gear. Okay. And Schaefer. Pinterest. Everything's good. Jamari Collins. Yep, they're all good. Any for us, you got questions on any of ours? All pretty basic. Gear.
Butler. Buffalo number 20 kicked it out right. That is his first, third on the Trojans. Final score, Mount Vernon 46, Newcastle 19.
30 is Vice Gear. 14 is Daughtry. 30 is Vice.
Good evening, Trojan basketball fans, and welcome to Game 15 for your Matt Luce-led Newcastle Green Mean Fighting Trojan Machine. Our Trojans started a 5-game homestand last week, but the initial game was lost last week to Yorktown 45-31. So they still have 4 more games left in the homestand, including these 2 games tonight. Or I should say these 2 games this weekend. Tonight they'll play number 4 in 4A basketball, the Marauders of Mount Vernon, and then tomorrow night they'll be right back here on this same floor to take on another ranked opponent in 1A basketball, the number 12 ranked Golden Bears of Monroe Central. This is arguably the toughest weekend that Matt Luce has had to prepare for these back-to-back games. Again, number 4 in 4A Mount Vernon, number 12 in 1A Monroe Central. So the Newcastle Trojans will need a good home crowd, and they're going to need a good home shooting performance if they expect to win these 2 games this weekend. So we're going to let that round ball fly high. Newcastle Trojans basketball will start now. Good evening again, ladies and gentlemen, and a special hello to my youngsters that are tuning in for tonight's contest as the Newcastle Trojans will play host to the number 4 team in 4A basketball, the Marauders of Mount Vernon, and their third-year head coach, Joe Bradburn. Joe Bradburn, in those 3 years guiding this program, has amassed a record of 50 wins and 17 losses. But Coach Bradburn has been coaching for 27 years total, and his record in those total 27 years is 351 victories to 251 losses. So Coach Bradburn knows a thing or two about getting the team ready to play a basketball game. They start the year winning 3 in a row. Then they lost to number 1 Fishers by 7, I believe. Then they won 3 in a row again, and they took on number 2 Crown Point and lost by about 7 as well. So their only 2 losses in that 16-game schedule that they've played thus far is against the number 1 and number 2 teams in 4A basketball. Last year they finished 21-6. Last year they finished 21-6, won the sectional 76-60 against Anderson, and they won the regional 74-40 against Brownsburg. They lost the semi-state 63-59 to Jeffersonville, which, by the way, Jeffersonville last year won the state over Fishers in overtime, 67-66. Our Newcastle Trojans, again, under the tutelage of Matt Luce, are now 6-8. That tough loss last week to Yorktown, 45-31. So we are going to get you set with the starting lineups, but first they're going to honor America with the national anthem. So we'll take our first time out and come back with those starting lineups right after these commercial messages.
Before meeting tonight's starters, if you would please rise and remove your hats as we honor America. First, as the Trojan cheerleaders lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. And please remain standing as the Trojan men perform the national anthem.
Every game reminds us that humility means winning with class and losing with grace. I'm Dante Pope from Maryville High School.
And I'm Ashton Elpers from North Posey High School. These are just some of the lessons we learned from high school sports that we'll carry with us for the rest of our lives.
Wins and losses, highs and lows, success and failure, they are all part of being a student athlete and a human being.
Learning how to handle these ups and downs on the field prepares us to handle them off the field, too.
I am IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig. Be a champion of high school sports and the lessons they teach by buying a ticket to your high school's athletic events. This is developing character. This is education-based athletics. This is your IHSAA.
Animals are languishing in U.S. shelters, especially dogs who look a certain way. These dogs are just as deserving of loving homes as any type of dog. which is why we decided to help them get out of kennels. Join the thousands of supporters of our mission to help us expand our national reach and proudly place more dogs from kennels into their forever homes. To learn more about our mission, please visit us at kennel2couch.org.
Animals are languishing in U.S. shelters, especially dogs who look a certain way. These dogs are just as deserving of loving homes as any type of dog, which is why we decided to help them get out of kennels. Join the thousands of supporters of our mission to help us expand our national reach and proudly place more dogs from kennels into their forever.
And we are back, and let's get to those starting lineups. We're just moments away from the tip-off. We'll start with Mount Vernon. Again, their record is 14-2. They're ranked number 4 in 4A basketball. They'll start the Mr. Basketball candidate. Some say it's already a done deal. Luke Ertl is a 6'2 senior, averaging 25 points a ball game as a guard and just under 11 rebounds. And he'll dish out 6 assists. This guy is going to be the next point guard for Matt Painter and the Boilermakers. Number 30 is Max Weiss. He's a 6'8 junior, averaging 13 points and 5.5 boards. Jack Gear is a 6'4 senior wearing number 21. He's averaging 6 points a ball game. Number 14 is Owen Daughtry. He's a 5'8 junior, averaging 6 points a ball game. Number 23 is a 6'1 senior, Brady Weber. Weber's averaging 3 points a contest. Now for our Newcastle Trojans, number 3, Ryan Sturgis, the 6'1 junior, 7.5 points, 2.5 rebounds, and he'll dish out almost 2 assists a game. Number 10, back in the starting lineup, Maddox Melton, the 5'9 sophomore, 6 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists a game. And Nick Godby will be in that starting rotation tonight. He is a 6'3 sophomore, averaging 2.5 points and 3 rebounds per game. Number 40, Luke Mendoza, the 6' sophomore, wears number 40 again. He's 3 points, 4 rebounds, and 1.5 assists. And rounding out the starting 5 is Mason Miller, the 6'1 senior, wears number 4, a team high, 16 points, 2 boards, and 3 assists a game. So it is Mendoza, Godby, Melton, Sturgis, and Miller, your starting 5 tonight. Newcastle in their home white, trimmed in the Kelly green. The Marauders in their road black, trimmed in gold. Luke Ertl loves this color because that's what the Boilermakers will wear a lot. And Luke Ertl will be going there next year and probably win Mr. Basketball this year. The 3 men wearing the stripe, Brad Sellers, John Omer, and Jeff Turner. It will be Sellers bringing the ball to the center circle. Godby going up against Weiss. Weiss has about 3.5 inches on him, and he will easily control the tip, and we're underway. Here is the Marauders with their first offensive touch. Newcastle will open up in a man-to-man defense. Here is Ertl, free throw line, right elbow jumper. It's good. No surprise there. This left-handed stroke, folks, as you will watch firsthand tonight, is special. He can also take you to the hoop. He gets almost 11 rebounds, believe it or not, leading the team in that area as well. Just a solid all-around player. Here's Miller with the pumpkin for our Trojans on their first offensive trot, already down 2-0. Mendoza to Sturgis. Mendoza will set the pick. Sturgis will come off of it. And now he will pick up his dribble and give it to Miller out at the Trojan emblem. We have played exactly 60 seconds. Sturgis will launch a 3 from the right corner area. No good. And rebounding is Weber. It is Weiss with the pumpkin. Now to 21. That is Gear. Now Weber's got it on the left wing. He will step back and launch a three and hit. Weber realized nobody was going to guard him. He said, hey, I'll just take a half a step back on the dribble and launch a three. And the lead is 5 for the Marauders. 5-0. Trojan second touch. Mount Vernon in their man-to-man defense as well. Here's Sturgis. Left wing area. Now he will go to Maddox Melton. Melton will get a half pick from Mendoza. Now Mendoza trying to go one-on-one into the paint. Loses it, will throw it and throw it away. Turnover Newcastle. Here comes Ertl with the pumpkin. He will get away with the carry there. And now it is in the left corner. And now Gear's got it. And he's going to launch a left-handed three and hit. These guys have taken 3 shots in the opening quarter. They made all 3. Matt Luce will call a timeout here with 5:48 on the clock. We'll keep this first timeout with us and read one of our great sponsors. Broad Street Motors is located at 1556 Broad Street, Newcastle, Indiana. They will help get your vehicle running like it's brand new. Whenever you have some troubles with your vehicle, take it to Broad Street Motors, tune-ups, computer diagnostics testing, oil changes, brakes, heat, and AC repair. Broad Street Motors in Newcastle, where performance meets peace of mind. Okay, here come the Trojans out of their timeout, down 8-0, 5:48 to play in the opening quarter. Melton across the timeline, gets a pick from Mendoza. Melton now will go to Godby. Miller will take over, and he's going to launch a three. It looked good all the way. Mason Miller is a outstanding shooter, and his senior leadership has been special this year. Here's Mount Vernon with the pumpkin on the right block. Shot up, no good. Godby with the man rebound. That shot was missed by Weber of Mount Vernon. And pushing off on Melton will be number 14, Daughtry. Daughtry is only a 5'8 junior, but he will scrap with you. But he picks up his first foul. And Mendoza will check out. Braylon Bennett will check in for the Trojans. 8-3 is your score. Newcastle has the pumpkin. High right side, it's Melton. Now right wing, it's Bennett. Bennett gets a pick from Godby at the right elbow. He will launch. That might have been partially blocked. And the rebound, or that partial block, will come down to Mount Vernon. And Ertl on a take from the right side will score. And we've got another timeout. This time we'll take one as well. It is 10-3, Mount Vernon up. We'll be back with more Trojans basketball after this TO.
More than X's and O's, playing high school football has taught me respect for my coaches and teammates, our opponents, and the officials.
On the softball field, I learned how to be accountable for my actions and how they affect the rest of my team.
Every game reminds us that humility means winning with class and losing with grace. I'm Dante Pope from Maryville High School.
And I'm Ashton Elpers from North Posey High School. These are just some of the lessons we learned from high school sports that we'll carry with us for the rest of our lives.
Wins and losses, highs and lows, success and failure, they are all part of being a student athlete and a human being.
Learning how to handle these ups and downs.
And back to action. Lorenzo Pettiford, Ryan James, we appreciate you tuning in and also the viewership. Melton gets a pick from Godby. Now he will go back to Godby on the right wing area. Godby brings it to the top of the key to Sturgis. Sturgis, left side to Bennett. Bennett gets into the paint, can't do anything with it. We'll give it to Melton, a little high, but Melton will control it. Melton down the left side of the lane. Nice bounce pass to set up Godby, but it's swatted out of there. What a big-time block by Vice, the 6'8 junior. Nice drive by Melton to set up Godby, but there was Vice lurking in the lane. Here's Ertl on a take from the left side, and he's got an and one coming. Well, I don't like to brag about too many players that we play against, But Braden Smith, who's had an outstanding career at Purdue, I don't know if they're going to miss him at all next year when this guy comes. I mean, that left-handed stroke is dangerous. Okay, 2 subs in for the Marauders. Number 3 is Ben Schaefer, and number 5 is Mason Meyer. 13-3 is your score. 3:50 to play in the opening quarter. This Marauders team is averaging 62 points a ball game while giving up 49. Left corner Sturgis. He will fake the 3, not take, thanks to the hustle of Ertl getting over there to stop that 3. Here's Miller to Godby. Right side to Melton. 3:30 left in the quarter. Melton, free throw line. Now left corner Bennett. They are playing a very good sticky man-to-man defense. And for the time, Mount Vernon did knock that out of bounds, out of, I believe, Melton's hands. It will stay Newcastle basketball. Number 24, Jamari Collins will be checking in for the Marauders. Newcastle turned it over. That's their 3rd in the quarter. Boy, you look down and put some stats down, and you miss a turnover every now and then. Decent crowd here tonight. I think a lot of people from Newcastle and Mount Vernon brought a good contingency. Want to see this Mr. Basketball candidate. Inside they go to Vice with that 6'8" frame on that right block. He has no problem going up. 15-3 is your score. Lucas Eaton will be coming in on the next dead ball, him and Luke Mendoza. Godby, right side to Miller, and they're going to call the arm bar on Godby, trying to set a screen and give Miller some time to launch. That will count as a turnover. 4th in the quarter, and the first foul. Oh, I'm sorry, that foul was on Mason Miller. I said Godby, but it was actually on Mason Miller, pushing off with that offhand. Here is Vice. Right corner, that is Collins. Now it is Meyer. Vice will fake the 3 and give it to Ertl. Look out. Ertl on a take and will score. He averages 25. He's on pace to do that tonight because he's got 9 in the opening period. 9 of their 17. Miller, right baseline drive. Here is Melton on the left wing. Throws it out to Eaton. We are approaching the 2-minute mark of the opening quarter. Newcastle's trailing 17-3. Mendoza has it knocked out of his hands, and Ertl will slap some of that arm and get his first foul. Miller fakes and will launch along on 2, and he gets a nice roll. Mason Miller, all 5 of the Trojans' points. 17-5 is your score. Trojans down 12 with 1 minute and 40 seconds left in the opening quarter. Collins 3 from the left wing is good. That is their 3rd 3-ball in the opening quarter. They average 8 per ball game. They'll shoot about 22 of these per ball game. Miller Bennett gets it knocked out of his hands. It will stay Trojans basketball. Number 21, Gear, will check back in, and the 6'8" Vice will check out. Godby's coming back in for Newcastle, and Lucas Eaton will check out. So 20-5 is your score. Trojans with the basketball. Right wing to Bennett. Top of the key to Godby. Now Miller's got it top of the key. He will throw a pass to Mendoza. Mendoza, free throw line, throws it out to Miller. Miller guarded by Meyer of Mount Vernon. Gets a pick from Mendoza. Meyer fights through that pick. Good job there for him. Bennett on a take from the left baseline. Pull-up jumper off the mark, and Ertl will pull down that rebound. Here is, he took that extra hop step, did Gear. That is their first turnover of the ball game. And we have 46.4 seconds left in this opening quarter. This Mount Vernon team, ranked number 4, just might have enough to go a step farther. Last year they got beat in the semi-state to the team that actually ended up winning the state. That was Jeffersonville. Bennett will miss one, but there's Luke Mendoza and a nice rebound. Mendoza giving the Trojans a second chance opportunity on this possession. Mount Vernon will knock it out of bounds. It's going to stay Newcastle basketball. 23.9 seconds left in the opening period. Godby with the pumpkin. Gives it to Bennett. Now Melton takes over. Dribbles to the right wing. He'll be bumped by number 3, Ben Schaefer. That will be his first foul and the team's third. We now have 14.3 seconds left in the first quarter. I'm sure the Trojans will ice most of this down and go for one. Bennett having trouble getting it in. He does to Godby finally. Now back to Bennett. Bennett driving the right baseline, and he will go up and score. Bennett does a good job of using that body on that drive. Long pass down, but they can't get the shot off, and that's how the quarter will end. At the end of one, the number 4 team in 4A basketball, Mount Vernon, put up 20 points in that opening quarter. They hold Newcastle to 7. We'll take our end of the quarter break and come back with more Trojans basketball on the Nash 1025 app, Nash FM 1025.com, and our video stream on YouTube. Just type in the NC Trojans Report.
More than X's and O's, playing high school football has taught me respect for my coaches and teammates, our opponents, and the officials.
On the softball field, I learned how to be accountable for my actions and how they affect the rest of my team.
Every game reminds us that humility means winning with class and losing with grace. I'm Dante Pope from Maryville High School.
And I'm Ashton Elpers from North Posey High School. These are just some of the lessons we learned from high school sports that we'll carry with us for the rest of our lives.
Wins and losses, highs and lows, success and failure, they are all part of being a student athlete and a human being.
Learning how to handle these ups and downs on the field prepares us to handle them off the field, too.
I am IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig. Be a champion of high school sports and the lessons they teach by buying a ticket to your high school's.
Back we are inside the field house here in beautiful Newcastle, Indiana. The Trojans will trail by 13 at the end of one, 20-7. They will start off with the basketball. Out there for Trojans to start the second quarter, it's Luke Mendoza, Mason Miller, Braylon Bennett, Nick Godby, and Maddox Melton. Here's a 3 off the mark, and the rebound is Godby, but there was a foul before he could go back up and score. Foul is on Jamari Collins of Mount Vernon. That's his first, the team's first here in the second quarter. Max Weiss, the 6'8 junior, will check in. Checking out will be Ben Schaefer. So they only gain about a foot on that sub to Mount Vernon. Godby in the paint. Can't get the shot off. Mendoza's turn. He will kick it back out, left wing to Miller. Miller will go left baseline and get cut off. And he will get into the paint somehow, toss up a shot, miss it, but get his own rebound. Now it is Melton with the pumpkin. Godby. He will try to get it to Bennett, but Collins is there to knock it away right in front of the Marauders bench. And it's going to stay Trojans basketball. I'm going to try to find, Newcastle will turn it over again. First in the quarter, fifth in the ballgame. Ertl's mother is a graduate of 1987 class from Marion High School, which just happens to be my alma mater. And Coach Bradburn couldn't remember her full name, so we're going to try to get that, but I probably know this Mr. Basketball candidate's mother. Here we go. Trojans on defense now, trailing by 13, and there's going to be a foul on Melton challenging that long three. Took a bad angle and ended up getting some contact on Daughtry. And so Daughtry's going to go to the line to shoot 3 free throws, and he has not missed this year from the line, but he's only taken 2 free throws. So he's 2 for 2 coming into tonight, and he is 3 for 3 so far on the season. He has 2 more. That is the first point of the second quarter. We've played just over a minute, and he will knock down those 2 like he is an excellent free throw shooter. Bennett will check out, and Sturgis has checked in for Newcastle. Here's Daughtry's final free throw. Looks good, and it is. 3 for 3 in that set. 23-7 is the largest lead for Mount Vernon. 16-point lead. Now we got Miller with the pumpkin. Gets a pick from Godby. Nice bounce, a little too low. Godby couldn't handle it. And now Godby will throw it out all the way to Melton. Sturgis' 3 from the left corner, no good. But there's Miller with a beautiful pass to Mendoza. Miller with that 6th rebound for Newcastle will find Mendoza on the left block to give Newcastle their 9th point. Ertl sets up Collins. 3-ball left side is good. That's his second trifecta of the game. This team shoots 22 threes a game. They make about 8. They're on pace to do better than that here in this. Right now, they've already are at 4. We still got 5 minutes and 50 seconds left in this first half. Miller will come get the pumpkin. Go to Mendoza. Sturgis on a nice backdoor cut. A little bit of contact. I thought it warned enough to have the whistle blown, but they won't give it to Mr. Basketball candidate Luke Ertl. Instead, it goes off Mount Vernon and be Newcastle basketball. 26-9. 17-point lead is the largest for Mount Vernon. Melton, right elbow. Now Luke Mendoza to Miller. Fakes the 3. Can't launch. Goes to Melton. The scouting report is paying off big dividends for Mount Vernon. They are sticking to our 3-ball shooters like glue. Miller was able to get 1 off in the opening quarter. Here's Mason. Right elbow jumper. Can't get the roll, but he was fouled. Foul will be on Jamari Collins. That's his second, the team's second. And going to the line for the Trojans for the first time in the first half will be Mason Miller, the 82% free throw shooter. His first one is up and good. Collins is checked out for Mount Vernon. And number 23, Weber, is checked back in. Braylon Bennett will check in after this made free throw by Miller. Miller now with 7 points. And Mendoza will get a rest. Ertl, right side. This is 21 with the 3. How many guys do they have that can knock him down? Jack Gear with his second trifecta. That is their 5th 3 made here in the first half. Godby posted on that right block. Will get it against Ertl. Now he's double teamed, and he will go up over Ertl too strong, and Ertl will get the rebound. Into the paint, back out to Ertl. Lob into Weiss, and he will score. That 6-sec frame is tough down there, and the Trojans don't have a lot to defend against that size. Beautiful pass from Ertl. 31-11, 20-point lead is the largest for Mount Vernon. 3 minutes and 55 seconds left in this first half, and Newcastle will have their second turnover in the quarter, sixth of the ball game, and in quick transition, Mount Vernon's Vice will go in from the left side and be fouled. Braylon Bennett will make that. Ryan Sturgis will pick up his second foul, and going to the line is number 30, Max Vice, the 70% free throw shooter, 42 out of 60 coming into tonight. He'll make that first attempt, and it's going to be short. That is their first miss as a team. They were 4 for 4. Now they're 4 for 5. Mendoza back out there for Newcastle. Godby will take a breather, and Vice will go 1 out of 2. (32-11). 21-point lead is the largest. Melton to Mendoza. Back to Melton. Back to Mendoza. And a strip. Here comes Luke Ertl by Mendoza. They're going to say before the layup. Luke Ertl saying, hey, I stayed in one motion. And Mr. Brad Seller says, not so fast, you Mr. Basketball candidate. You did not quite get in the act. That foul is the first on Mendoza. That was the Trojans' 7th turnover, by the way. Miller, fast break opportunity. Now he will go top of the key. Bennett's 3. Good. Bennett knocks down one from beyond the arc to give the Trojans their 14th point. Cuts the lead back down to 18. Here's Gear with another 3 that will roll in and out, and that rebound fought for inside, but Mendoza will pick up the foul using that body. That's the second on Mendoza. That is the 4th team foul, by the way, on Newcastle. One more, and the Marauders will be shooting 2. 3 minutes and 3 seconds left here in the first half. Daughtry has checked out for Mount Vernon. Inside device. Using that 6'8 frame over Mendoza, and he scores easily. 34-14, back to a 20-point lead for Mount Vernon. They've been up by as many as 21. And Newcastle will turn it over again here, and then they're going to call the foul in the backcourt on Sturgis. That's his 3rd. That is their 8th turnover on Newcastle. They had 4 in the opening quarter. They got 4 now here in this second quarter with 2:44 left. Trojans averaging 10 turnovers a ball game, and Mount Vernon has made them turn it over 8 times already. That's the 15th foul, so going to the line is number 3, Ben Schaefer for Mount Vernon. He's 8 out of 10 on the season, and my simple math knows that's 80%, and he will knock down his first. And he goes 2 for 2. So the Marauders are now 2 for 7 out of 8 from the free throw line here in the first half. The Trojans are 2 for 2. That was by Mason Miller earlier in the quarter. 36-14. This 22-point lead is the largest. Here is Lucas Eaton. He go left side to Bennett. Bennett will go to the free throw line, give it to Godby. Godby down the right side, gets almost tied up. Nice bump fake, and will go over the 6'8 frame of Vice. That was a beautiful spinning and pivoting by Nick Godby, getting that defense off balance and then going over the 6'8 Vice. Vice will shoot a 3-ball top of the key. You got to be kidding me. He can knock him down. He was 5 out of 13 coming in tonight. That's 38%. He gets one to go down there. 39-16. The 23-point lead is now the largest. And the Marauders will commit another foul. That foul is on number 23. That is Weber getting his first. That is the third team foul on Mount Vernon. We got 1:40 left in the first half. Trojans down 39-16. Godby with the pick for Bennett. Now Lucas Eaton's got the rock. He'll hand off to Melton. Melton keeps his dribble alive and will go to Godby, top of the key. Now Eaton on the right wing, back to Melton. "70 seconds left in the first half. Miller with the pumpkin. He will launch a three, and he hits. One of the rare times he's gotten open from beyond the arc. They are sticking to number 4 pretty tight because they know the deadly touch that he provides from out there. 39-19, back to a 20-point game. Right side, it's Ertl. Ertl into the paint. And now Vice has got it. This is Schaefer on the right wing, and he will be fouled by Melton. That is going to be Melton's first. Trojans have been over the limit for a while, and now Schaefer will go to the line to shoot 2. He was 2 for 2 earlier, and that spun out on him. He's now 2 out of 3. He has one more. The 80% free throw shooter, Ben Schaefer. And he knocks it down. 40-19, the 21-point lead for Mount Vernon with 35 seconds left before we take the halftime break. We'll have the commissioner's report coming up at halftime. We did not get to play it in its entirety during the girls' game last night because we had head coach Matt Luce on to talk about the Lady Trojans. And, of course, it was senior night. And congratulations to Bobby Jones and the Lady Trojans. And the Luce twins, the only seniors on the team, winning that game on senior night against. Oh, Miller on a take. Pull up. 4-footer is short. And the rebound is Mount Vernon's. We've got 15 seconds left. Let's see who they're going to go to since Ertl's out with 2 fouls. Under 10 seconds. Oh, almost a walk, and maybe was by Schaefer. Got away with it. Schaefer left corner 3. It's deadly good. And at the end of the half, the Trojans will go in the locker room down 24. The largest deficit thanks to a 3-ball by Schaefer pretty much at the end of the quarter horn. We will now take our halftime timeout, and we're going to load up the commissioner's report for you, and we're going to come back with some halftime stats. Newcastle has their work cut out playing against the number 4 team in 4A basketball, Mount Vernon. The Trojans trailing 43-19. Back with our halftime show after the commissioner's report.
It's time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly conversation about Indiana high school sports with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. Now for up to the what's happening in the constantly changing world of high school sports. Here's Commissioner Paul Neidig.
Welcome into the Commissioner's Corner, our weekly conversation with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. I'm Brendan King. Paul, always great to be with you. And hey, this last week, snow, ice, that was the name of the game. And, you know, I made this comment, Paul, on Indiana Sports Talk. I was pleasantly surprised with how many games that were actually played last weekend. That's a credit to all the essential workers, the folks at every community school, the teams, the referees. I think we got a lot more action than anticipated. How about you?
Well, we did. And, you know, AD does such a wonderful job of preparing their communities. And it's like anything else. Next person up, we're going to fix it. We're going to go. And so some games were moved to Friday night to get out in front of the storm. Some games were moved to earlier in the day to try to get out in front of the storms. And then once the weather got here, We watched it snow for several hours, and I do want to give a great shout out to our essential workers that, the police, the people who remove the snow, the city workers, so many people work hard within their communities, the custodial staff at each high school that gets schools ready to go and ready to open back up. And they do a great job. And without all of those essential people, we wouldn't be able to participate anytime this week. But we're getting ready to turn lights back on and go play some more games here the rest of this week.
Yeah, just to follow up, I think that's just a good reminder and example. No matter what sport it is, whether it's in the fall with thunder and lightning with football, or getting around with the snow in the winter, there's a lot of moving parts in all these situations, Paul, that have to go right, and people need to do great jobs to make these things happen.
Yeah, absolutely. It only starts with a phone call to say we need to move a game, but then you have to reschedule buses. You also have to make sure that you can find officials to cover the contest if you move it to another date. There are just so many things that go into changing an event, changing a game. And again, it's a tribute to the great people in Indiana who do this work.
All right, Paul, let's talk shop with the girls basketball pairing show happening. Girls basketball state tournament sectionals coming up. Great time of year this February, anticipating a good tournament.
Yeah, we are. We had a great draw show on this past weekend, and we're ready to roll. They say at this time of year where I come from, the hay's in the barn. They've had their tune-ups, they've worked hard, and now they're going to see if all that work this year leads to success in the tournament. And some of the things it will not. We know that. So half the teams in Indiana get beat on the first night, but one thing we're so proud of are the enduring lessons that stay with our teams and the things that they learn with an education-based coach that lead them through the rest of their life.
A couple weeks ago, Paul, we were talking about the girls wrestling state finals and how much of a success that was. Boys wrestling coming up. So how do you guys look at what you did with girls wrestling and apply to what's coming up with the boys wrestling side?
Well, I think, we certainly see the successes of the girls tournament, and, the boys have enjoyed that success for quite a while. And so, I think it kind of works the other way for us. I mean, we look at what we've done in the boys season traditionally, and we've applied that to the girls, but we also have to make sure we recognize the difference in each sport. And certainly the boys tournament's different than the girls, and they each have their own their own day. And we're ready to run a boys tournament kicking off this Saturday. So there'll be a lot of great wrestling across the state come this Saturday.
And coming up within the next month, the boys and girls swimming state tournaments, state finals coming up just in less than a month. I think swimming swimming and diving, one of the more unique things that you guys do, and one of the more special things that you guys do. Can you talk about the process of getting everything reserved for the swimming and diving state finals and what that means to you?
Well, first of all, Indiana's blessed with incredible athletic facilities. That's just what we do in Indiana. And the Auditorium at IU Indy's campus is second to none when it comes to a facility, and our kids get to celebrate their state championship there. And so Carrie Rosati in our office is actually, I left her office a little bit ago. She's working hard on her swimming tournament coming up here, and we're excited to be able to offer that. And one of the things about our boys and girls swimming is there's almost every year another Olympian born. That comes through our state tournament, and we're excited to see who the next person is going to be that may be an Olympian for us in the future.
Paul, stay safe with the weather. Always appreciate the time. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, Brendan. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to the Commissioner's Corner with IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig, and thank you for your continued support of the high schools in your community.
Okay, back we are. getting pulled away from too many fans here in the beautiful field house here in Newcastle, Indiana. Right now, the scoreboard's not so beautiful because we're at halftime, and the number 4 team in 4A basketball, Mount Vernon, has a pretty good lead, 43-19. This 24-point lead is the largest for the Marauders. Now let's look at some individually scoring. First of all, the Mr. Basketball candidate, Luke Ertl, who averages 25 per game. Luke Ertl, who averages 25 per game, had 9 points all in the opening quarter. Did not score in the second quarter. Max Weiss scored 8 of his 10 points in the second quarter. Jack Gear knocked down a 3 ball in the opening quarter and another one in the second quarter. He's got 6. Owen Daughtry got fouled shooting a 3 ball, so he made all 3 of his threes. He's got 3 points. Jamari Collins hit a 3 ball in the opening quarter, another one in the second quarter. He's got 6. Brady Weber has a 3 ball in the opening quarter. He's got 3. And knocking down a 3 and going 3 out of 4 from the free throw line was Ben Schaefer. He's got 6. The Marauders had 1 turnover in that opening period, and they pulled down 10 rebounds. They were 1 for 1 in the opening quarter from the free throw line, 7 out of 9 in the second quarter from the free throw line, so a total of 8 out of 10. For our Newcastle Trojans, Eminem Mason Miller will lead the way once again in scoring. 5 in each quarter. He's got 10 points. Braylon Bennett has 5 points. Ryan Sturgis and Luke Mendoza each with the field goal. They each have 2 points. Newcastle went to the line 1 time in that second quarter, and Mason Miller knocked them both down, so they're 2 for 2 as a team. And the Newcastle Trojans uncharacteristically had 8 turnovers in that opening, for the first half. They had 8 turnovers and 6 rebounds. By the way, the Lady Trojans are in action tonight to close out the regular season on the road against the same Marauders team. They're at Mount Vernon, and it's 35-31. Mount Vernon leads at the end of 3 quarters. So a very tight basketball game going on between the Lady Trojans and the Lady Marauders. But here the men Marauders and the men Trojans are doing battle, and it's all Mount Vernon, folks. And you can see, some people say with this Mr. Basketball candidate and with Max Weiss, that 6'8 junior in the middle, with this supporting cast, that they are the best team in Indiana. They just did not put together a good performance against number 1 Fishers and number 2 Crown Point. Their only 2 losses, and they were both, I believe, under double digits. I think they were both by 7 points, 7 or 9, something like that. But they're currently on a 7-game win streak, and I'm telling you, this is going to be another tough out when it comes tournament time for Mount Vernon. Last year, my cousin, Donnie Bolin, the head coach of the Anderson Indians, gave them a try in the sectional championship game. They pushed them, but could not finish once it got into the fourth quarter deep, and Mount Vernon pulled away by 16, 76-60 to win the sectional. Then they took on Brownsburg in the regional championship game and blew them out 74-40. And then in the semi-state, they ran across a good Jeffersonville team last year, and Jeffersonville beat them 63-59 in the semi-state. And they went on to win the state over Fishers in overtime, 67-66. I'm impressed with their 3-ball shooting here in this first half for Mount Vernon. They knocked down 3 in the opening quarter, 2 more in the second quarter, and none by the Mr. Basketball candidate, who has taken 138 threes and made 51 of them for 37%. But the supporting cast, Jack Gear He's made 22 out of 58 coming tonight. He's got 2 threes. Jamari Collins off the bench has made 6 out of 26. But he chose a night to get hot. He's made 2 here. And Brady Weber, who's made 2 out of 5 coming in tonight, knocks one down as well. So they've knocked down 5 trifectors in the opening quarter. They average about 8 makes a game out of 22 attempts. Newcastle from the arc, it's been Mason Miller and Braylon Bennett, the only Trojans to knock him down. Mason's got 2 threes, and Braylon Bennett knocked down 1 in the second quarter. So we're going to start the second quarter with Newcastle trailing 43-19. It will be Marauders basketball to start this second half. We'll be right back here in our same seats doing another basketball game on the same floor as Newcastle will host number 12 Monroe Central tomorrow night. Monroe Central number 12 in 1A basketball. Here we go. This is the Marauders' first touch to start the second half. Some contact. The ball's on the floor. Miller will come out with it and try to give it to Mendoza. All kinds of physicality going on there for that loose ball, but they're going to give it to Mount Vernon. So Ertl will inbounds all the way in the backcourt. He throws it to Weber. Weber will give it back to Ertl. Ertl into the paint. Gives it to Weiss. His 3 is good. These guys came to Newcastle, Indiana, and they have brought their 3-ball game with them. 46-19. 27-point lead is the largest so far. Melton, right wing, gets a pick from Godby. Now Mendoza, left elbow, gives it to Miller. Miller at the left elbow will give it to Godby. Nice pump fake by Miller. Got the Marauder off balance, but he could not get a shot off still. Godby, one-on-one move on the right block, double team, gives it to Mendoza. Mendoza's 3 is no good. Godby trying to get a rebound. Can't. Ertl, 3-on-1 fast break, and they will score because they got it to the 6'8 junior, Max Weiss. Weiss with all 5 points here to start the third quarter for Mount Vernon, and their lead now is 48-19. And Newcastle will turn it over first in the quarter, 9th of the ball game. Quickly down low. They couldn't control it for a layup, but here's a 3-ball for Mount Vernon missed. Weiss has the rebound, and he'll be fouled by Mason Miller. .29 lead. Matt Luce says he wants a timeout, and I believe we will do the, you know what, we'll keep this timeout here and take care of our great sponsors like Duty Calls Plumbing. Duty Calls Plumbing is located at 490 Indiana Avenue in beautiful Newcastle, Indiana. If you are looking for high quality and expert plumbing solutions, then you simply need to call Duty Calls Plumbing, 765-310-1333. The girls, the Lady Trojans, are now up 37-35. I think that's the first time they've led tonight. So the Lady Trojans on the road are getting it done against Mount Vernon. But here in Newcastle, the men Trojans against the number 4 men Marauders are struggling. By the way, number 3, Michigan Wolverines are at number 7, Michigan State. How about those two teams being ranked once again in the top 10? They just got underway. We'll keep you posted on that score later on tonight. Actually, is tipping off here any moment will be Dayton against St. Louis. St. Louis is number 21 in the nation. Those are the only two games going on with ranked opponents tonight in college basketball. Here's Mount Vernon with the pumpkin. They get it to Weiss, trying to go one-on-one against Godby. Weber to Ertl out at the Trojan emblem, getting ready to get to the 6-minute mark of this third quarter. This is Gear now. Ertl, top of the key. Daughtry's three off the mark, and the rebound by Weber. And he will be fouled trying to put it back in. That foul is going to be on Nick Godby. That is Godby's first. Second on Newcastle. And going to the line for the first time tonight will be Brady Weber. He's 3 out of 9 on the season. That is 33%. He'll knock down his first. He will have one more. And he will go 1 out of 2, but he gets his own rebound. Newcastle now gets control of the pumpkin. Miller, top of the key three is short. Rebound is Mount Vernon. Down to Vice, off the glass, no good. Rebound is Sturgis. Here comes Melton across the timeline. Trojans down 30, 49 to 19. Mendoza, left side to Melton, guarded by Ertl. Now it's Godby with the pumpkin. He will hand off to Sturgis, guarded by Daughtry. Sturgis tries to go inside to Mendoza. The ball gets knocked out, and now Melton will come over and get the offense started again. Under the 5-minute mark, we have gone in this third quarter. Newcastle down 30 with the pumpkin. Miller, left elbow, back to Mendoza. Oh, there was a body bump, no call. Now Miller with the rock. Miller on the left wing area, spinning, gets a shot off. Godby had the rebound, gets it pulled out of his hands. Ertl with it, going through traffic. Right corner three by Daughtry. It's good. Weapons everywhere on the court, and Matt Lou says, let's take a full timeout. And folks, we'll do the same this time as the Marauders are stepping on the gas pedal a little bit and causing all kinds
Handle
of problems.
them off the field, too.
I am IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig. Be a champion of high school sports and the lessons they teach by buying a ticket to your high school's athletic events. This is developing character. This is education-based athletics. This is your IHSAA.
Animals are languishing in U.S. shelters, especially dogs who look a certain way. These dogs are just as deserving of loving homes as any type of dog, which is why we decided to help them get out of kennels. Join the thousands of supporters of our mission to help us expand our national reach and proudly place more dogs from kennels into their forever home.
And back we are inside the field house here in beautiful Newcastle, Indiana. Lorenzo Pettiford and Ryan James partnering up as always to bring you Newcastle Trojans basketball. So here come Newcastle out of the timeout, 52 to 19. 33-point lead is the largest deficit for our Trojans tonight. Melton, a deep three look, just in and out. Godby with a nice rebound, trying to get it out to Miller. He can't get a shot off yet. Now out to Melton. Melton will get control of it. 3:35 left in this third quarter. Mendoza. Melton on the right wing area. He'll bring it all the way out. Go to Godby at the free throw line. Godby, pump fake, can't get a shot off. We'll give it to Mendoza. Now Miller's got it. Here's a three. Oh, he will be fouled and almost had that rare 4-point play, did Mason Miller, but did not go in, so he'll go to the line to shoot three. That foul was on Daughtry. That is his second. the team's first. And here comes our 82% free throw shooter, Eminem Mason Miller, to shoot three. First one is up and good. He is now 3 for 3 for the game. He's the only Trojan to go to the free throw line so far in this game. This one is up and, a little too strong on that one. He will have one more to complete the 3 free ones from the charity stripe. Meyer, number 5, Mason Meyer will check in for Mount Vernon. Max Weiss will check out, and Daughtry also checking out for Mount Vernon. And number 24, Jamari Collins coming in. He knocked down 2 threes in the first half. Miller's final free throw in this 3 set, it will go in. He's 2 out of 3. In that set, he is now 4 out of 5 for the game. Newcastle has made it into the 20s now. 21 points for the Trojans. And they're going to call Marauder with a rare turnover. Only on my card, their second. They had one in the first quarter, none in the second quarter, and one now here in the third quarter. Now, I've been known to miss a turnover or two, but that's what I've got on my card. They've done a good job of protecting the Pumpkin. Newcastle spreading the court, almost 4 corner action. Melton gives it to Miller. Miller, left wing, backdoor cut by Sturgis, and the Trojans lose it. Their 10th turnover. Down to Jamari Collins. He gets pushed in the back, no call. And Bradburn, the head coach of Mount Vernon, I got to kind of agree with you there, Coach Bradburn. Jamari Collins got a little shove in the back, but hey, we need those breaks. You only got us down 52 to 21. Way to swallow your whistle there. Here is Melton, a deep look. Oh, yes. Beautiful shot by Melton. That was a deep three, and Newcastle is up to 24. 52 to 24. Here's Ertl. Shot no good. Rebound Meyer back up. No good, but he was fouled. So Mason Meyer shoots 63% coming into tonight. He will have 2 here. And the first one is up and short. He becomes the 6th Marauder to go to the free throw line. We have sent one player to the line, that's Mason Miller. He's short on both free throws. Rebound Mount Vernon. Ertl with it. Knocked out of his hands, but he was fouled. That's going to be the 4th foul on Newcastle with 1 minute and 57 seconds left in the third. Any more fouls of the Trojans will send Mount Vernon to the line to shoot 2. Ryan Sturgis will check out for Newcastle, and Luke Mendoza has made his way back in. Also coming back into the game is Ben Schaefer for Mount Vernon. And I believe Collins is either cramping or he twisted that right ankle. Our Newcastle trainer is out there with head coach Joe Bradburn of the Mount Vernon Marauders. Now they're looking kind of in that knee area, so it's not the ankle. We hope that he will be able to just get up and walk off. Yeah, it looks pretty good there. And he's getting some pretty good weight on it, but not full weight. There's definitely a good limp on there, but hopefully he'll be all right. 1:57 left here in the third quarter. 52-24, Mount Vernon with the lead and the Pumpkin. How about Luke Ertl not scoring so far in this second half after scoring 9 points in the opening quarter? He's been quiet, but the entire Marauder team has picked up his slack. And they turn it over. That's their 3rd turnover of the ball game. 2nd in the quarter. 1:45. Clock is ticking left in this third. Here's Miller. Down the right side will go to Bennett, out to Lucas Eaton, top of the key area. He'll go left wing to Miller. Miller gets a pick from Mendoza. Now it's Godby with it. Mendoza gives the ball to Miller. 1 minute and 10 seconds left here in the third quarter. Bennett will drive left baseline and score. Nice take by Braylon Bennett, attacking from the left wing area. Oh, quickly down the court. It's a missed layup by Schaefer. I don't think Bradburn can believe he missed that layup. 52-26, down to a 26-point lead. It was up by as many as 33 for Mount Vernon. Here is Lucas Eaton on a drive from the right side. He'll be fouled by Schaefer. That's going to be the second foul on Schaefer and the team second on Mount Vernon. With 37.5 seconds left in this third quarter, Coach Joe Bradburn has called a timeout. We'll keep it here and read McDonald's. McDonald's wants to thank you, the Newcastle community, for your unwavering support during the road construction on Memorial Drive. We deeply appreciate your patience and loyalty. McDonald's could not be happier to be a part of this wonderful community. We are thrilled to cheer on the student athletes here in Newcastle, standing by your side as you aim for victory. Here's to a bright future together in Newcastle. Let's go, Trojans. In Ultra Dry, they're located at 209 West Main Street in Mount Summit, Indiana. Give them a call for your free consultation when it comes to fire damage or water damage. 765-836-5005 Ultra Dry. Here's Miller with the pumpkin out of the timeout by Mount Vernon. Under the 30-second mark we go. Nice between the legs dribble by Miller. Gets bumped, and he tries to get the ball to Bennett in the left corner, but Mount Vernon will knock it out of bounds, and Melton will make a reappearance, and checking out will be Luke Mendoza. So 27 seconds left in the quarter. Miller on the right block, now in the paint. Shot, turnaround up, no good. Contact, no call, and Ertl will pull down another rebound. Now, look for Ertl to do a one-on-one move as we are at 10 seconds. He goes to the right wing. Now he'll come back to the top of the key. We've got 4 seconds. Back to Ertl. A deep look. That's going to be off the mark, and rebound is the Trojans. So, at the end of 3, the Marauders have got 52 points. Newcastle has scored 26. We'll take a end of the quarter break and come back with the all-important fourth and final quarter. You are listening to Trojans basketball on the Nash 102.5 app, NashFM1025.com, and our video stream on YouTube. Just type in the NC Trojans Report.
To learn more about our mission, please visit us at kennel2couch.org.
Animals are languishing in U.S. shelters, especially dogs who look a certain way. These dogs are just as deserving of loving homes as any type of dog, which is why we decided to help them get out of kennels. Join the thousands of supporters of our mission to help us expand our national reach and proudly place more dogs from kennels into their forever homes. To learn more about our mission, please visit us at kennel2couch.org.
My name is Bobby. I'm a veteran and lost my leg to a roadside bomb. My victory was going from a wheelchair to becoming a weightlifting champion.
I'm Sam. I'm a veteran. My victory was finding a career I can be proud of and supporting my family.
America's veterans are on their most important tour, the tour of their lives.
I'm a veteran. My victory was going from homeless.
Back we are for the fourth and final quarter. Newcastle will trail by 26 to start the fourth quarter, 52-26. Newcastle hung with Mount Vernon in that third quarter. Mount Vernon scored 9, Newcastle scored 7. Newcastle will turn it over to start the fourth quarter, and Mount Vernon will come down and turn it over themselves. Miller with the pumpkin for the Trojans. High left side to Eaton. Eaton to the right elbow. Gives it to Miller. Miller coming in from the right side. Finds Bennett. Bennett on the high left elbow side. Now we'll get to the free throw line. Jumper is good. Braylon Bennett makes a tough shot there. Guarded heavily, but takes him off the dribble and will rise up at the free throw line and knock it down. 52-28. Into Vice. Vice, pump fake, back up and good. Might have got away with a little luggage maneuver there. Little walk. Couple Trojans will be coming in on the next dead ball. Luke Mendoza and Ryan Sturgis. Here's Bennett again with the pumpkin. High right side to Godby. Now Miller will launch and be short. Rebound is Lucas Eaton. Eaton out to Melton. 6:30 left in this ball game. Newcastle will turn it over. They're 12. Ertl attacking from the right side will go off the glass, and he did score, but they said it was a charge. Now, will they count the basket? He's not going to count. Brad Sellers says no basket. And that foul on Ertles is his third. That will also count as a turnover. Second in the quarter, fifth in the ball game for Mount Vernon. Joe Bradburn, he wasn't happy about that call, but it didn't bother him too much when you're up 54-28, 6 minutes to go in the ball game. Miller, top of the key jumper, it's good. Miller gets his first field goal in the second half. He had 2 out of 3 free throws in the third quarter. Trojans are in the 30s now, down 24, 54-30. Ertl will take from the left side, throws it out to Weber. Weber, right corner to Meyer. 3 is good. These guys can shoot the 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 made in. Oh, I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3 made in the second half, and 5 made in the first half. So they're at their average right now with 5 minutes and 25 seconds still to go in the game. Miller, right baseline, gets double teamed and bumped. They're going to give that on Mason Meyer. That is Myers' third. Team second. Did we step on the end line? Turnover Newcastle, third in the quarter, 13th of the ball game. Nick Godby will be coming in on the next dead ball for Newcastle. Trojans down 27 with 5 minutes exactly remaining. Ertl's 3, top of the keys, no good, and Ryan Sturgis has that rebound. Brings it across the timeline. Under the 5-minute mark we go. Sturgis, right side to Bennett. How about head coach Matt Luce? He is still not sit down. He is still coaching these Trojans hard. All about helping them and guiding them and trying to make this team improve. Bennett's 3, top of the key. Braylon Bennett finding his stroke. That is his second trifecta of the ball game. He now has 12 points, right behind Mason Miller's 14. 57-33. Mount Vernon with the lead here in the right corner. It is Weber, won't launch. Now it's Meyer on a cut from the left side. He'll be hand checked by Melton, and that's going to be Maddox's second foul. The team's first here in. Holy, they gave that to Miller? They gave that foul to Miller? That was, okay, Miller now has 4. And the rebound is Newcastle after that missed shot by Mount Vernon. I am shocked they gave that foul to Mason. So he's got 4 fouls out there, 1 more, and he'll be done. And Matt Luce wants to call a timeout with 3:51 left in the ball game. 57-33, all Mount Vernon back after this TO.
Oh,
At DAV, we're on a mission to help veterans get the benefits they've earned.
I'm a veteran, and my victory was finishing my education.
DAV offers veterans of all generations a lifetime of support for victories great and small.
My victory was proving that disability is not a limitation.
My victory was getting my service dog a new best friend.
We help more than 1 million veterans every year as they face and conquer their challenges.
My victory is being able to be there for my family.
When America's veterans win, we all win. Help us support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
A tree can be a warrior.
And back we are inside the field house. Lorenzo Bedford, Ryan James. Newcastle trailing 57-33 with 3:51 left in the ball game. Our Lady Trojans are taking on this same Mount Vernon High School in Mount Vernon. The Lady Trojans were up 2 or 3 when we last checked with Ryan in that third quarter. By the way, the Marion Giants, my alma mater, in action tonight against my cousin, the head coach of Anderson, Donnie Boland's Anderson Indians, and Marion is leading at halftime 31-27. Thanks for that update for the very precious and loving mother that I have, Suzanne Pettiford, keeping me updated on my alma mater. The Giants leading at halftime over the Anderson Indians 31-27. Meyer will commit that foul for Mount Vernon. That's his first, the team's third. So here's Bennett with the pumpkin, right side to Miller. Godby with the pick, top of the key, Mendoza. Left wing, it is Sturgis. Sturgis goes to the left baseline area. He gets double teamed. Now Mendoza into the paint. Will kick it out to Miller, high right side. Miller driving the right baseline. The shot is up and in. Mason Miller showing that he's not afraid to go in there amongst the tall timber. Nice drive by Eminem. Scores the basket. He's got an and one coming. Mason is 4 out of 5 tonight from the free throw line. He has the and one coming here. Shooting 82% on the season. Going to give Newcastle their 36th point. There's just no die or quit in this Trojan team. Matt Luce will not allow it. So here's Mason. I don't think he's came out tonight. Lucas Eaton coming in, and Mason's and one is good. 36 points for the Trojans. 57 for the Marauders. 3 minutes and 25 seconds left in this contest. I think if a lot of people coming in here to see this guy right now with the pumpkin, Luke Ertl, who's averaging 25 and 10 rebounds a game and is the leading candidate for Mr. Basketball, many would say, I was not impressed. He started off impressing people, had 9 points in the opening quarter and has not scored since. But when you got a good supporting cast that he has that is scoring and doing the right things, you don't have to worry about it. And now they're even going to call a travel on Earl. But believe me, folks, he's a baller. Don't be misled by this performance tonight. 57-36, 2 minutes, 45 seconds left in the ball game. Melton and Mendoza checking in on the next dead ball. Sturgis, left baseline, gets cut off. Here's Godby, right corner to Bennett. Godby will set a pick for Bennett, and Bennett will launch and hit. Braylon Bennett. I'm telling you, this kid is feeling it. That's his second trifecta in the fourth quarter, his third of the ball game. He now leads everyone in scoring. I believe that is, no, he's not. He's still behind Max Weiss, who's got 17. But here's Ertl's three, and it's good. Yeah, Braylon Bennett's got 15, and Max Weiss also has 15, so they're tied for game-high honors. 60-39, Mount Vernon, 1:45 left in the ball game, and we can go ahead and safely call it. Mason Miller with another trifecta. and Joe Bradburn just called a timeout just to get subs in. So the Mount Vernon Marauders will win their 15th game of the year and their 8th in a row with their performance tonight. Newcastle will drop to 6-9 on the season. The Trojans back in action against Monroe Central tomorrow. The Marauders back in action tomorrow against Lafayette Harrison. So I'm sure Purdue's coaching staff will be there, someone there to watch Ertl play, even though he's already committed. 1:30 left in the ball game, 60-42. A host of subs in for Mount Vernon. This is Fentress, now right corner to Collins, down low. That is Price. Now a three by Schaefer. I mean, they just brought their three-ball game tonight. Schaefer's made 10 out of 38 coming into tonight. 63-42. They're at their average. They average 62 points a ball game, so they will just get there as we go under the 60-second mark. Mendoza, Melton, Mendoza, left elbow, gets double teamed, and he will throw it away. Fourth turnover in the quarter, 14th of the ball game for Newcastle. Number 21, Cage Butler in for our Newcastle Trojans. Also coming in, getting some varsity minutes, is number 11. Who's 11? Oh, yeah, that's Boatwright, number 11. He wears number 20 on the JV uniform, but he's wearing number 11 tonight. 20 seconds left in the ball game. 63-42 might be our final score. And coach says just back up and let him run the clock off, and that will be our final score. Newcastle will lose to the number 4 team in 4A basketball, 63-42. This is a very good basketball team that our Trojans lost to tonight, so don't hang your heads too much, fellas. They have beat a lot of good teams. They've now won 8 games in a row, and it's a good thing they're in 4A. We don't have to worry about seeing them in the 3A tournament. So let's take our end of the game timeout, and we'll come back with our post-game show, some final game stats, and we'll try to have a final of the Lady Trojans in action to close out the regular season at Mount Vernon as well. So keep your ears and your viewership right here. We'll be back with our post-game show after these commercial messages.
Playing high school football has taught me respect for my coaches and teammates, our opponents, and the officials.
On the softball field, I learned how to be accountable for my actions and how they affect the rest of my team.
Every game reminds us that humility means winning with class and losing with grace. I'm Dante Pope from Maryville High School.
And I'm Ashton Elpers from North Posey High School. These are just some of the lessons we learned from high school sports that we'll carry with us for the rest of our lives.
Wins and losses, highs and lows, success and failure, they are all part of being a student athlete and a human being.
Learning how to handle these ups and downs on the field prepares us to handle them off the field, too.
I am IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig. Be a champion of high school sports and the lessons they teach by buying a ticket to your high school's athletic events. This is developing character. This is education-based athletics. This is your IHSAA.
Animals are languishing in U.S. shelters, especially dogs who look a certain way. These dogs are just as deserving of loving homes as any type of dog, which is why we decided to help them get out of kennels. Join the thousands of supporters of our mission to help us expand our national reach and proudly place more dogs from kennels into their forever homes. To learn more about our mission, please visit us at kennel2couch.org.
Animals are languishing in U.S. shelters, especially dogs who look a certain way. These dogs are just as deserving of loving homes as any type of dog, which is why we decided to help them get out of kennels. Join the thousands of supporters of our mission to help us expand our national reach and proudly place more dogs from kennels into their forever homes. To learn more about our mission, please visit us at kenneltocouch.org.
My name is Bobby. I'm a veteran and lost my leg to a roadside bomb. My victory was going from a wheelchair to becoming a weightlifting champion.
I'm Sam. I'm a veteran. My victory was finding a career I can be proud of and supporting my family.
America's veterans are on their most important tour, the tour of their lives.
I'm a veteran. My victory was going from homeless to home.
At DAV, we're on a mission to help veterans get the benefits they've earned.
I'm a veteran, and my victory was finishing my education.
DAV offers veterans of all generations a lifetime of support for victories great and small.
My victory was proving that disability is not a limitation.
My victory was getting my service dog a new best friend.
We help more than 1 million veterans every year as they face and conquer their challenges.
My victory is being able to be there for my family.
When America's veterans win, we all win. Help us support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
A tree can be a warrior, battling global challenges with greater courage. A tree can be a solution, cleaning our air, supporting our communities, and protecting our wildlife. A tree can be noble, growing hope in every corner of the world. That's why now is the time for trees, millions of trees. Join our planting movement at arborday.org. Get on board.
The water is open. It's time to go boating and fishing and leave stress in our wake. Feel the wind as we ride and a fish on the line. Reel in our first catch and feel the sun at our backs. It's get out on the water season. It's time to get on board. Find out where to get on board near you. Visit Take Me Fishing and Discover Boating to learn more. And please recreate responsibly.
Get on board.
Since the moment you were born, I've made 1,000 wishes. Wishes for your future. In a world that's changing fast. For all of the things you may one day do. Do play and laugh. Do win and lose. Do learn from your mistakes. And challenge yourself to grow. Do not be afraid. Or make decisions based in fear. Do it all with confidence and with kindness and strength. Do call your mom and ask her for advice. And always do your best to remember that no matter what you do in this life, what matters to me is that you keep doing. I love you always, Mom. Inspire kids to do at 4h.org.
Lorenzo Pettiford, Ryan James for our post-game show. And we knew this was going to be a tough opponent tonight as the number 4 team in 4A basketball, Mount Vernon, made the trip here to Newcastle. They came in with the record of 14-2. They will leave with the record of 15-2. They came in on a 7-game win streak. They will leave now with an 8-game win streak. Their only 2 losses was the number 1 Fishers and number 2 Crown Point. This is a good basketball team. But I will say this about our Newcastle Trojans, because I'm kind of tired of talking about Mount Vernon and their good basketball team. Our Trojans never knew the word quit in this ball game. They were down 20-7 at the end of one, 43-19 at the end of the first half. And in the second half, they just had that little extra something. They had a little bit more intensity. They had a little bit more focus. And they outscored Mount Vernon in the second half, 23-20. So a good job by Mount Vernon. a good job by our Newcastle Trojans, just never surrendering, always playing hard. Matt Luce calling some timely timeouts just to keep them focused and to keep them playing hard. I heard one of the timeouts where he said, we're not going to quit until the final horn goes off," and they didn't. And they outscored them 23-20 in the second half. But nonetheless, it's still a loss, as you will hear Coach Luce say, as well as the assistant coaches. There are no moral victories. There are no moral victories. You either win or you lose. And tonight, the Trojans will lose. Again, glad to have you on board our YouTube video stream. Tell your friends, tell your family all about our YouTube video stream. Just tell them to go to YouTube and just like you've done tonight, type in the NC Trojans Report, and they can watch and hear the broadcast. And, of course, if they're in their cars or driving or just out and about or whatever's going on, maybe the daughter's hogging the TV, they can just listen to the game by downloading the app on your smartphone or tablet. Just go to your Google Play Store and download the Nash 1025 app. That's NASH 1025 app in your app store. You can download it, listen on your phone or tablet anywhere in the world, or you can just simply go to NashFM1025.com. All right, here are some final game stats, and we hope that either Matt Luce or varsity assistant coach Jason Williams will come out and join us in our post-game show. But we'll start off with the victorious 15-2, number 4 in 4A basketball, Marauders of Mount Vernon. They were led in scoring by their 6'8 big man, Max Weiss. He is a junior. He averages 13 points a ball game. He does 4 points better than that tonight. He had 17. Luke Ertl, the Mr. Basketball candidate, averaging 25 points a ball game and just under 11 rebounds. He only finishes with 12 and only 3 points in the second half. So Newcastle did a good job on the Mr. Basketball candidate, but it was the supporting cast that he is lucky enough to play with that really stepped up for him. Jack Gear had 2 threes, one in the first quarter, one in the second. He'll finish with those 6 points. Owen Daughtry had a 3-ball and 3 free throws. He'll finish with 6 points. And Jamari Collins came off the bench, knocked down a 3 in the first quarter and the second quarter. He'll finish with 6 points. With 4 points, Brady Weber had 4 points. Ben Schaefer had 9 points, and that is their 63 total points. They went to the line 14 times tonight. They will make 8 of those. And they only had on my card 6 turnovers. They did a good job of protecting the basketball and 22 rebounds. For our Newcastle Trojans, once again, Mason Miller will lead the Trojans in scoring with 20 points. Braylon Bennett, he did not start tonight. He might have earned that starting job back with the performance he put on, especially late in the ball game. He had 10 of his 15 points in the second half and 8 in the fourth quarter. He knocked down 3 trifectas as well. Maddox Melton hit a 3-ball in the third quarter. He'll finish with 3. Ryan Sturgis had a field goal. He finishes with 2. And also with the 2-point field goal was Luke Mendoza. Newcastle went to the free throw line 6 times tonight. You can go on through there, partner. Come on through. Newcastle went to the line 6 times. They made 5. All 6 of those free throws were made by Mason Miller. The Trojans had 14 turnovers tonight. That's about 7 too many that Matt Luce would like to see happen. And I had him for 15 rebounds. So the all-important stat, the Trojans lose 63-42. Newcastle now drops to 6-9 on the season, and Mount Vernon increases to 15-2. Tomorrow night for both teams. Tomorrow night, Mount Vernon will make the trip to West Lafayette to take on Harrison. Newcastle will come right back here and take on the number 12 Monroe Central Golden Bears. This was the second game out of the 5-game homestand that Newcastle has to play. So tomorrow night will be the third game in the 5-game homestand. So after tomorrow night, they will have 2 more home games before they get back on the road. We do have a final. Our Lady Trojans played the same high school, the Mount Vernon Lady Marauders, at Mount Vernon. It was a hard-fought game, and I cannot wait to talk to Bobby Jones about it. 46-40, our Lady Trojans, unfortunately, will lose the final game of the regular season. The next game for our Lady Trojans will be this Tuesday night, sectional number 24 at Yorktown, as the Newcastle Lady Trojans will take on the Jay County Patriots. Again, this Tuesday night at Yorktown, sectional number 24 will get underway. The Lady Trojans will play game 1 on Tuesday night, 6 o'clock against Jay County. Newcastle now 14-8. The Patriots, I believe, are 15-7. The winner of that game 1 on Tuesday night will take on Delta on Friday night. Game 2 on Tuesday night, Hamilton Heights 14-6, Connersville 15-6. They'll play at 7:30. The winner of game 2 from Tuesday night will play the Yorktown host sectional site, the Yorktown Tigers, at 7:30 on Friday. So the sectional championship game, of course, will be on Saturday. So that is a look, and unfortunately, the Lady Trojans lose their final regular season game of the year. So for a final time tonight, as we wrap things up, the Newcastle Trojans lose 63-42. Come right back here tomorrow night as the Newcastle Trojans will try to find that winning formula against the number 12 Golden Bears of Monroe Central. For Ryan James, this is Lorenzo Pettiford. We'll see you tomorrow night right here in the field house in beautiful Newcastle, Indiana. I don't know if you remember me.